Welcome students, this is the third part of my video on walking off institution. So in this video we'll discuss on the third important pillar and the third institution of democratic country, that is the judiciary. So without a further go, let's get started with the video. The judiciary. Judiciary refers to an institution empowered to administer justice and provide mechanism for a resolution of legal disputes. So judiciary refers to the institution empowered to administer justice. So it provides justice and provides legal uh, resolution for solving the dispute. Okay, so the judiciary refers to an institution that provides justice also and provides a mechanism for resolution of legal justice. Okay, so Indian judiciary consists of Supreme Court in the central level, High Court in the state level, and subordinate courts in a district and a district courts in the district levels. Okay, so India has an integrated or unified judiciary. It means that the Supreme Court controls the judicial administration in the country. So highest court in our country is the Supreme Court, and it controls the judicial administration in the country. Okay, its decisions are binding on all other courts of the country. Okay, so if the case are not solved in the district court, and the district court will pass that case to the high court, and then high court also if could not solve, then it will go to Supreme Court, then ultimately the Supreme Court will have to see on those cases. Okay, so moving on, next we have independence of judiciary. So judiciary is not under the control of legislative or executive. So judiciary is independent. Okay, it is not under the control of legislature also and executive also. So it is not under the control of member of parliament also, and it is not under the control of executive body also. Okay, so it is independent. The judges do not act on the direction of the government or according to the wishes of the political party. So judges of this court are also independent. It does not act according to the wishes of the direction of the government. Okay, and it also does not act into the wishes of the political party in power. Okay, so this judiciary is independent. Okay, next we have is the appointment of judges of Supreme Court and High Court. So how the judges of Supreme Court and High Court are appointed. Okay, the judges of the Supreme Court and High Court are appointed by the President on the advice of Prime Minister in consultation with the Chief Justice of Supreme Court. So this judges of Supreme Court and High Court are appointed by the President in consultation with the Chief Justice of Supreme Court and on the advice of Prime Minister. Okay, the senior judge of Supreme Court select the new judge of Supreme Court and the High Court. So the senior most judge of the Supreme Court selects the new judge of Supreme Court and the High Courts. Okay, so the senior most judge of the Supreme Court is usually appointed the Chief Justice. So the senior most judge is appointed as the Chief Justice of Supreme Court. Okay, so this is how the appointment of judges of Supreme Court and High Court. Okay, now we move on to the removal of judges of Supreme Court and High Court. So how they can be removed from the office. Okay, once a person is appointed as the judge of Supreme Court or High Court, so once the Supreme Court or High Court judges are appointed, it is nearly impossible to remove him or her from the position. Okay, but the judges can be removed only by an impeachment motion passed separately by the 2/3 member of the two houses of the parliament. So what is impeachment actually? It is the procedure through which the president, vice president or the Chief Justice of India can be removed by the two-third members of the two houses of the parliament. Okay, so it has never happened in the history of Indian democracy. So this process, this impeachment has never happened in the history of Indian democracy till now, but it can happen in the future. Okay, so how the Supreme judges of Supreme Court and High Court can be removed? The judges can be removed only by the impeachment. So impeachment motion passed separately by the two-third member of the two houses of the parliament. Okay, so therefore there should be a two-third member of the two houses of the parliament. Okay, so then only it can be, the judges of the Supreme Court and High Court can be removed. Okay, so the majority of the member of the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha have to vote against the particular judge, then only the judges of the Supreme Court and High Court can be removed, and this process is known as impeachment. Okay, so but this impeachment has never happened in the history of Indian democracy till now. Okay, so moving on, next we have the powers of Supreme Court. The Supreme Court can take up any dispute. So the Supreme Court of our country can take up any dispute. Okay, between the citizens of the country also. Okay, between the citizens and government also, between the two or more states governments also, and between the governments at the union and the state level also. So if there is a dispute arises between the citizens of the country, okay, between the citizens and the government, or between the two states and between the government of union and the state, the Supreme Court makes the decision and solves the dispute in this matter. Okay, and there are other matters also in which the Supreme Court can make a decision. Okay, so these are the power of the Supreme Court. So now we move on to the role of Supreme Court and High Court. So what is the role of Supreme Court and High Court in a democratic country? The role of Supreme Court and the High Court. Okay, the Supreme Court and High Court have the power to interpret the constitution of the country. So the Supreme Court and High Court have the power to interpret the constitution of the country. That means it can change the law that was already written in the constitution. Okay, it has the power to change the law. Okay, and rules and regulation that has been written in the constitution. So they can declare invalid any law of the legislature or action of the executive. So they also can declare invalid, okay, to any law of the legislature or the action of the executive. Okay, whether at the union level or state level, if they find such a law or action is against the constitution. So if they sees anyone, whether anyone is going against the constitution, then they can file, they can take strict action against the executive also and legislative members also. Okay, so they can determine the constitutional validity of any legislation or action of the executive in the country. So they can also go against the executive if they are going against the constitution. So when it is challenged before them, this is known as a judicial review. Okay, so the Supreme Court of India has also ruled that the core or basic principle of the constitution cannot be changed by the parliament. Okay, the Supreme Court of India has also ruled that the core or basic principle that had already written in the constitution cannot be changed by the parliament. Okay, so these are the role of Supreme Court and High Court. The role of Supreme Court and High Court is that the Supreme Court and High Court have the power to interpret. They can change the law that had already written in the constitution, and they can also go against any person, whether he is the prime minister, president, or anyone. If he or she goes against the rules and regulation of the constitution. Okay, so these are the role of Supreme Court and High Court. So with that, now we move on to the last point of this chapter, that is judiciary as the highest authority. So let's start. So, judiciary as the highest authority. The power and the independence of the Indian judiciary allow it to act as the guardian of fundamental right. So, as I already told you, that the judiciary is an important institution of the democratic country, and it is an independent institution. That's why it act as a guardian of the fundamental right, so that no one can violate the fundamental right of the citizens. Okay, so anyone can approach to the court. So any people can approach to the court if the public interest is hurt by the action of the government. So if the government goes against the uh, public interest, then the government also are checked by the judiciary. Okay, and the people can also file the case against the government. Okay, so this is called the public interest litigation. Okay, so the court intervenes to prevent the misuse of the government power to make decisions. So the courts intervene to prevent the misuse of the government's power to make decisions. Okay, they checks the malpractices on the part of the public officials. So this judiciary also does not allow the government to do wrong practice. Okay, and it also checks the malpractices. That means the government does not this judiciary does not allow to do the government to do anything wrong. Okay, and if they are doing anything wrong, then there is a judiciary who checks all those things. Okay, and that is why the judiciary enjoy the high level of confidence. So these are all the reason why the judiciary enjoys a high level of confidence among the people. Okay, so that's why the judiciary, the people all over our country, the people have faith on the judiciary, so that it does not allow anyone to do wrong against anyone, any person or any. With that, we have successfully completed this chapter, Walking Off Institution. So your home assignment will be uploaded in your group. So kindly do the home assignment and start learning question answers. Okay, so stay home, stay safe, and keep learning. Have a nice day.